It's hard for me to put into words what it means to come to Alaska, but I always knew I would come here eventually. This is a place I needed to come to evolve my riding to the next level, to challenge myself in the world's largest and steepest mountains. For me, this is a trip back to the roots of my snowboarding. It's about traveling with friends and experiencing the freedom of just going riding. Alaska, you gave me the best turns of my life.
Jake Coy here. What's this Maori doing in Alaska? I don't know, but we're here. We got into Juneau last night. Let's do it again. I forgot to introduce him. This is Roland Morley Brown. Now we're on a ferry heading to Haines, where we're going to be for 2 weeks. Yeah, surrounded by crazy mountains here, big, steep mountains. Getting more nervous the closer we get there. And we're in Haines pretty much just to push ourselves, push our snowboarding, have a good time. You know, this is an all Kiwi crew, which is awesome.
Alaska, man, pretty happy to be out here. A massive dream of mine to come here and ride these big mountains.
We've rolled up and I don't know, they're going to take good care of us. Look at our place.
1904, that joint.
Just signing a little waiver here. About to do the briefing. We just linked up with our guide and apparently it's all time right now. It's like nipples deep. It sounds insane.
I'm like super pumped but kind of nervous at the same time.
We're just at the Seabay helipad. I think it's going to be sunny tomorrow, so I think it's going to be our first day flying. So I think we just fly over this one here in 5 minutes or something and we're in our first zone, so it's going to be awesome, man. Check it out. It's pretty blue outside. This is our first day. It looks like we're on. Looks like we're going to fly this morning.
Feeling real excited.
To get like some sun on our very first day is, I think it's pretty rare. And it's good. It's good for us too. We want to get straight into it. You know, we just got here. We're super excited and pumped and seeing all the surrounding mountains. We definitely want to get right into it and get in that heli, man. Feeling good, man. Got freezing. It's so cold here. Toes are numb already.
Yeah, bro, it's minus 20. I'm freezing. Fingers almost fell off doing up my boots, but it's all good. I think too excited to really care.
It's good to have New Zealand in the house. New Zealand is AK's little sister with the mountains, little brother.
I knew that it was like pretty massive hills out here. These peaks are like so gnarly, man. It's nothing like I've ever seen in my life.
You just ride right on the sun the whole time. That'll put you in your perfect takeoff spot and you'll catch a good tranny. Yep, the slough's gonna go directly fall line.
I've watched all these videos and stuff and like you hear all the other dudes talk about, you see something from the heli and you're like, yeah, that's cool, I'll just ride down there, pop off that, do a couple turns there, and then you get on top of it and you're like, holy, I totally underestimated that, you know? Here is like real, and there's like real dangers after every single turn. Not turning back on yourself, and that can easily like wipe your feet out from under you in like a split second and suck you over a cliff.
Yeah, the scariest thing, like we couldn't land today to this line that I wanted to do because it was a bit too steep. I had to hike up a little bit, and that was probably the scariest moment of the day. It was just super steep, and I'm just like, keep looking back at Aaron, the guide, just like, dude, you watch me, you watching me?
Dropping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, today was good. Today I rode some of the stuff I've been thinking about in my head, like some of the little things I wanted to do, and like just little like bouncy creeping spines with some little pillows and things like that. So yeah, day one done, flying with Seba here in Haines. Stoked how it went. We're excited for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, it's going to be a lot tougher. Haines is a cozy little town. It's a beautiful place, you know, and the locals are really nice. Everyone's super friendly. You like just driving around, everybody's waving at you, and just good people here.
It's super quiet, not a lot of people around. Feels very remote here. Just the scenery is amazing here, you know. It kind of feels like home, like New Zealand in a lot of ways, but just on a much bigger scale. Jake's a pretty funny dude. I mean, if you don't know him, you'd probably think he's super serious. We get along good, man. We joke about heaps of different stuff.
I chose Rolly to come on this trip because he is just really easy to get along with, and you know, we're spending a lot of time together. He keeps us cool. He's always positive. I don't think we need each other to push our riding. I think the terrain does that itself. Feeling good, man. I think maybe we'll get into a little bit bigger stuff today, hopefully. We've got another bluebird day. It looks as blue as far as the eye can see. Yeah, we're getting lucky here, man. Big mountain snowboarding is something I have so much to learn. This is just the start of it. This is what I want to get better at. And the same thing with Roland, you know. This is just the start. Hopefully we're going to keep coming back here and keep progressing, you know. Flying from a new spot today. It's pretty sweet. I'm going to go jump on the exercise bike for a little bit and warm up the legs.
Old mate George, legend around here, greeted us on his porch. Nice cup of coffee each.
We figure having some helicopters landing here is a good thing. We meet all kinds of people from all over the world. They come in and want to go skiing and snowboarding. They always tell me this is the best place in the world.
So we're going to get the heli, land on the front lawn over there, and we'll be out the back in no time. So hard when you're just buzzing around and you get to look at something for like 30 seconds and you just have to make a call. Yep, ride it or nah, keep flying. What you got to think about out there is remembering your line when you're standing at the top of it. 9 times out of 10, it's just a blind rollover.
I come back towards you then. Do I enter around down here or straight over where I am now? I'm going to enter in the saddle. I'm on the high. The high point's about a 30-foot rock air off the front.
That's awesome, hey?
Mates in Alaska. Wanted to come here for a long time. I think it's the right time in my career. I think if I had come out here any earlier, it might have been a different story, but I'm comfortable with the mountains that I've been on so far. I want to ride, you know, the steepest mountains in the world and the longest runs, and there's so many, everywhere you look, there's so much amazing terrain and awesome little fingers and features to pop off, and spines. That's another thing, like the big long spine runs. I don't think you can get those anywhere else in the world but Alaska. Second day in the bird. We come out here, we got one line in each. I think we've been pretty spoiled so far, you know. And we've got some more sun on the forecast.
Yeah. Dude, that was such good timing, just as that sun's fading. Oh, it's gonna get so cold in about 30 seconds. We met this dude last night in the fish and chip shop, just randomly. I think he overheard us talking about how we want to shoot some guns. Like, yeah, man, I got a couple. I'll take you boys out tomorrow.
I'm Patrick. I am Plinkett. I'm a local from Haines. This is an AR-15. This is not a toy. This is a real operating firearm. The bullet comes out of this end, so make sure not to point that at anybody at any time.
So good, man.
Exciting, man. I hit the bottle, which I'm stoked on.
So this is an automatic pistol. It has 8 rounds held in the handle. This is my brush gun, basically for bear protection.
So we went out, fired off some rounds. We've just come back to his house now, which is this joint over here, right on the waterfront here in downtown Haines.
This is absolutely amazing caribou meat. You guys are gonna really enjoy this. I don't really buy too many groceries from the store, and any meat that I get from the land. I like to grow my own vegetables. Basically living good. Wonder what the rich people eat.
Is that some good ale? Good, man. That's some good eating.
All right, I'm Patrick from Alaska, here with my mates from New Zealand. We're gonna light off a seal bomb, some ordnance here right in Alaska. Loving it.
Chuck it. Shit, that's gonna...
There goes.
Can't say I've ever eaten elk and chucked some dynamite before. Kind of. I don't know, but somehow it just makes sense, you know?
Pretty happy with how it's been so far. We've still got a bit of time left. We only came here with 5 hours heli time, which isn't a lot compared to most crews. They come out here with like 28 hours or something like that. So it's going to be enough though.
Get it back in there.
We were just flying around. We struggled to, we were struggling to find decent snow. We couldn't find any real good snow or any features that we were super excited about.
So we ended up just getting set down on this ridgeline and got to do a pretty mad fun run down to the valley floor just for fun laps. And so now we're just waiting for our heli to come back, and we're going to get back up in the air and hopefully scope some gnarly stuff. Take a bit more time this time, I think, and try and find something worthy. It's a playground and all, but it's it's a pretty scary playground.
The kind of flying we do here for heli skiing is pretty radical. And yeah, you know, some of these landings that we're doing, there's nowhere to land, so you have to do a toe in. And normally you would have enough room to put the toes of the skid right into the mountain, but that one was so thin, we were just basically a powered hover, and there was about 2x2 width for them to get out and stand on, and not much room at all. Just another day flying in Alaska.
Steepest stuff I've ever stood on top of. Just looking over the edge felt like vertical drop to nowhere, you know, like you couldn't see anywhere. I just tried to drop it to a line and traversed across it and like went straight into like some rocks, some exposed rocks, and did a front flip and then tried to regather and then did like a heel side turn and just like exposed so many more rocks and caught my engine. My board's all chewed up, and then I just fell the whole way down this fucking gnarly line. Oh my god, that's... I just fell down that whole thing.
We just tried to ride this face. I blew my line, got sloughed out, and Rolly just, I don't know, just front foot to the start of his line. My heart sunk. I thought he was just going to tumble over these rocks and split his head open.
This is totally different to heliing anywhere else in the world. I mean, both Jake and I have helied a bunch in New Zealand and at home, but here is like real, and there's like real dangers after every single turn. It'll really hurt you, you know?
I came here wanting to kill it so bad, but just also knowing now, telling myself, don't get too excited, don't get ahead of yourself, you know, you gotta be patient, there's gonna be a lot of down days.
This is our house for the next couple of weeks. We'll show you around. This is the kitchen where no cooking goes down at all. We've got some beers left. Got the big screen. Meet Vaughn. He's our photographer.
Yeah.
He's got a really cool moustache. It smells in here. This looks like something Dexter uses.
I found this. One end is this, one end is this. This is the attic.
Oh, it's got a little bone in it.
Just having a little bonfire, about to chop up some wood. Just chilling at George's. This one's tough, dude. This one. What you want to do is you want to hit it closer to...
Our old mate Rolly just set up this course here. A bit of a slalom course, it's pretty long. We've got this old Bravo. Dropping in 3, 2, 1. Nah, he's got them. Oh, he took that so wide. $44.6.
You think you got this? Tough guy? Sketchy out there, man. Go, dude,
Here he comes, come on, I'm coming through. You got me! Well, it looks like these down days are finally coming to an end. It's been 6 of them, way too many. And the weather's finally starting to break. It looks like we're gonna get in the bird again, that one over there. What up, Pat? Exactly.
The next 2 days, pretty much. Looking like only days we can fly. Fingers crossed we get what we want out here. Just found a good zone. Lots of spines and features. It's like hopefully exactly what we've been looking for.
I mean, I think that if you start from that same entrance point that you came in, you can traverse under the cornice to the huge spine and then work that thing down.
I've never seen cornices like I have here. To get to some of the lines, we had to cut across directly under them, which is never fun. You just want to get it moving because they are as big as houses sometimes and buses, and those things break and have claimed a lot of people's lives.
After the drop-in and kind of all the nerves and anxiousness have settled and you're just really ripping it down, bro, you just smash a turn and then just straight line it out the bottom like you know, screaming, the powder just flaring off your board and everything. The wind's just like past your face. It's like there's not really anything else that compares to that.
There are so many dangers out here, you know, like I'm not trying to make it like any gnarlier than what it is. When you're getting into these types of mountains and doing this kind of snowboarding, it's just like you definitely can lose your life here easily, and you just have to have nothing but respect for the mountains, and you really have to trust yourself and have confidence in your line and remember where you're at all the time. Alaska is kind of like anywhere. You've got to put in your years of work to figure out your zones and what faces get light when, and you know, just what's going to work. It takes years, you know, to get anything done and be productive out there. Yeah, you know, I think for the most part it went really well for us, and just really blessed to be out here and finally make it and just ride some of these mountains, you know. It's definitely awesome.
So stoked to have had the opportunity to come here. I've got to ride some of the stuff that I've kind of always dreamt about. And that's always going to be the dream, to come back here and just to push myself further, you know, harder and harder every single time.
The list goes on, how much I learned out here, and it has been a career-changing experience because I'm just hungry for more. Yeah, nothing but good times, and a big thank you to Seba Heli and Red Bull for making my dream come true.